You in the office, baby. Going up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Slice Fight Network. We're here with Trevor Wallace, fighting out of Memphis, judo and jiu-jitsu. How you doing, Trevor?
What's up, guys? Doing great.
Doing good, man. Saw you running that class tonight, man. Very nice, well-run class.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And hey, kudos to your last win, man. Like, I was there in person live, saw the knockout. Beautiful work,
good.
man.
It was good.
It was beautiful work,
A little
man.
bit too patient. Was playing around a little too much. Should have been a little bit more assertive, I guess. But yeah, we got it done for sure.
It worked out.
Absolutely.
It worked out. All right, man. You got anything else on the books coming up?
So hopefully I'm going to try to fight this coming year. I just had surgery on a foot. Had a foot injury here recently, and just had surgery on that. Been out for about 3 months. I've gained a few lbs, and a little heavy right now, so I'm just trying to get back into, fighting shape. And at the beginning of the year, hopefully something like February. I would really on like the February date, something like that, or March, but February for sure. I'll be ready by.
Okay. You got anybody in mind that you're looking at?
No,
Maybe.
I just honestly, I'm not really. I just want to better myself. Honestly, that's where I'm at stage in life, and in the fighting life or the fighting realm. Is I'm trying to become a better fighter. Because if I become a better fighter, I'll get to where I want to be.
That's right.
And I don't care about like who's good regionally or who's good, whatever. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm trying to focus on myself, trying to increase my attributes, try to become the better, Trevor Wallace.
Absolutely, man. And that was one of the things that I heard you, talking to the class about there at the end was consistency.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
It's key, dude. Like, I mean, whatever you do, you just got to be consistent at it if you want to be good at it. If you want to, you got to build a foundation, and the foundation is consistency.
Right.
The only way you're going to build that foundation is with consistency.
Right. And another key point you hit on was intensity.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And again, man, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, I'm a very intense and passionate person. It's like a lot of people, if you've ever met me or if you've ever been around me, I'm more of a louder guy, and I'm very passionate. And I bring intensity, and I think that's what life needs a little bit more of.
Yeah, some passion. Some passion.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need somebody who cares.
Absolutely. And then, and in the sport that we're taking on, MMA, intensity is serious. I was able to train with some of the elite guys in the past year, and I realized, hey, these guys are serious. All right, like, hey, you might think that you're really good, from your area, or you might think that you're good from your back home, or you might be a freak athlete or whatever, but you come to the thing, and these guys, hey, some of those guys down there they don't have no athleticism, but let me tell you what they got. They got heart and they got determination, and they have technique that they've built over years and years of believing in themselves.
Right.
And some of them come from absolutely nowhere, and you're just like, dang, where did you learn that? Hey, I picked this up along the way. I learned this here, but I just focused on something and just ran with it. I became the best I could at that one thing.
Right.
And then I moved on, and I picked something up from someone else.
That, and man,
But intensity, dude, like that's what those guys down there. They have intensity and they have passion, and or anybody who's great at something, they're going to have intensity and passion in what they want in that subject or in that realm that they're in. They're going to be passionate. They're going to be intense about it.
Yeah, especially like you was talking about, some of them guys coming from overseas and stuff. It's like, man, they're fighting to change their life.
And they're like, it's not a game. Like I realized, like, hey, I grew up around baseball, football. Your basic American sports. I didn't have any martial arts really. other than just like good old redneck fighting.
Yeah, slamming
With
each
the
other in the
guns
yard.
and shit, you know. But but dude, this fighting thing isn't a game, especially to those guys. It's
Yeah,
serious.
you don't play
It's
fighting.
brutal, you know, and they don't, and it's and like they don't mean anything by it. It's just business.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
and and it's like, dude, hey, you signed this thing. Like, hey, I was expecting you to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, if
yeah,
they hurt you, they was expecting the same thing, and
yeah,
like afterwards, it's like, hey, you got me today, or I got you today.
right,
And that's the thing. It's like, hey, everybody there is great, you know.
right.
It's just like, hey, what can you do under the lights, you know?
Yeah, it's a hard ass to go in there and expect to win every round.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely.
It's like
You
because
can't.
everybody wants it in there.
No, no, world champions lose rounds every single day in the gym.
Yeah, and that's something I try to get, some of these younger guys to understand when they get discouraged and stuff because they drop around and it's like, dude, like, what are you
Dude,
upset about, man? Like,
this
it's gonna
undefeated
happen.
stuff isn't real. Like these undefeated fighters, that's not real.
No, they've
You
been
know,
defeated. I
they've been
promise you.
beaten before.
I
They've been
promise
beaten.
you.
And they either like at some stage in their life they got an ass with them
Yeah.
by like some say like Khabib. Let's take Khabib for instance. All right, I guarantee you, when he was probably like, let's say 8 to like 10 years old, there was this probably 13 to 15-year-old guy that he trained with, and that dude beat his fucking ass.
Murdered him on the red.
And he whooped him, and he whooped him, and he whooped him. And it wasn't like it was just, hey, this dude has been doing it a couple of years longer than Khabib. And Khabib's trying to do this thing, you know, and that's where it is. Like I know I saw a thing where an interview with Khabib, and Khabib was like his dad told him he was like, hey, dude, he's like if you want to be a world champion, you got to do this. You know, like if you don't want to be a world champion, you go have fun. You know, go do whatever you want to do. But if you're really trying to be a world champion, you can't go have fun on this day. You got to train. You know,
Yeah.
you got to train more than you have fun. You know,
Yeah.
and like they're having fun is completely different than Americans having fun. They're
Yeah.
having fun like having a glass of tea or just saying a prayer or something. It's not like
Getting
going.
one of them steam
Yeah,
baths.
yeah, that's kind of like they're having fun. But like, yeah, it's dude, they are serious, and like that's kind of how I've kind of trying to make my approaches. I'm trying to be serious about this thing. It's
Right.
like I'm going against. I'm not trying to go against the guys around here. You
Right.
know,
Oh,
like I'm
yeah.
not trying to be mean saying that, or I'm not trying to go against the guys in my region. I'm trying to go against the best.
Yeah.
If I can't go against the best, then I need to get out of the way. You
Yeah.
know, but I
Yeah.
don't
And
want
it's
to get
like,
out of the way.
exactly. It's like, I'm trying to prove myself here, you
trying
know?
trying to pave a way, and if I got to take a few losses to get there, I'm going to do it.
Right.
But I'm continuously trying to better myself, you know, and like I feel like that's what the younger people need to realize. And like I was saying, that younger Khabib, he lost
A
before
lot.
he became undefeated. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he was going through a tough time in life, probably learning his technique. And he went against somebody that was much better than him for a considerable amount of time. And then guess what? Khabib became that person, you know, and he's done that to all the people that's under him, like the Islam
Yep.
Makhachev guy. He was Islam's bully for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. But like you got to dedicate yourself. You got to realize, hey, today's going to be hard. I'm going to go. I'm literally walking into something I don't know nothing about. Okay, so I gotta know that there's gonna be days that I'm not gonna win, and I'm not gonna know what's going on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
So if you're a young guy and you're walking into the sport, you gotta realize you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You need to keep it that way. Even when you know something,
Yeah. Yeah. And whatever you think you don't know,
you
you still don't
you
know.
don't know. So you need to keep it that way. You need to, because you can learn from anybody. You know, you can learn
100%.
from any person, especially that's been in the cage. They can teach you something. You know, they
Right.
can teach you like some kind of philosophy or mindset or some kind of something.
Or even just them, passing on like an experience. Like,
Absolutely.
hey, hey,
You
what was
learn
it like?
something.
What was it like backstage when you had your
Absolutely.
first fight?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Just
exactly.
any kind of tidbit.
And that's the thing, like people, you can learn from anybody, especially like um even like losers, like
Oh,
people
yeah.
who lose, who like they admire me the most because how can you continue to lose and keep going? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
say like your record's like 5-12, or like say it's even like 12-12, or it's like 15-12, or you're like, man, you've gotten beat 12 times.
Yeah.
Like, why haven't you given up? You know, and like, and that's, I figured it out. It's like, cause they don't care about
It's not about
losing.
that to them.
No,
Yeah.
it's about bettering themselves. And then when you get past the worried about the number of if you're winning or losing, you're going in there and you're trying to better yourself. That's all that matters, man. You know what I mean? And
100%.
like that's what it comes down to is like at the end of the day, if your record is 50-0, I mean, obviously they're going to talk about you a lot and you're going to make a lot of money. But if your record's 50-57, but if at the end of the day, if you're getting better as a person, you're getting better at your skill set, then you should keep doing it. And if you're enjoying it, you should love it.
That's the key. As long as you still love it and there's
Mhm.
still a passion, then do it.
You got passion, be passionate about it. That's
Yeah.
is if you're not passionate about it, don't do it. And that's the thing I am like when I this sport I'm passionate
Yeah.
about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like it. I wish I'd have got into it a lot earlier. Um, but I'm from America and from the South, and
Yeah. It's
we
like
like football and baseball down here.
that. And, man, like, I'm not real sure. What year did you start?
Shoot, I started 2017, I think.
Oh, 2017.
Wait,
All right. So, like, I started in 2008. And it was like, man, like back then, it was so hard
oh,
to
dude,
find
that's
people who were training.
shoot. In 2008, I was trying to find people to fight, but not like in a
Right.
real sanctioned area.
Right. It's like, man,
Like
like back then,
I've always watched UFC and I've always watched Pride and I've always loved fighting. But like my family's always like, hey, you don't need to do that. You get in trouble. It's gonna lead to you going to jail or something like that. And they've always kind of pushed me away from it, and that's led me to sports. You know what I mean? They pushed
right.
me towards sports because they kept me out of trouble, blah blah blah. You know, and it's a good way. But like martial arts is also the other way, especially like overseas and stuff. It's they don't have a big, you know, circus like we do over
Yeah.
here, where
Yeah.
you
It's
have
like they
all
don't
these
have an
sports. Yeah,
NBA,
yeah, yeah.
an NFL
Everybody's
making stupid
yeah
money.
making money. They actually have to go have real jobs, and they can't be consumers. They have to produce stuff. They have to make things, and they have martial arts coming up a lot as and I know like a lot of those adults over there, older people, they pass down martial arts, whether it be wrestling, judo, jujitsu, something like that.
And a
They
lot of
get
that.
their kids into it.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from, like because of, like after, the fall of the Soviet Union and all that and all those countries split up, it's like, man, at any day we could be invaded,
Oh,
right? So
absolutely.
like they live their life under that
And like,
constraint and like they train, like they prepare, like you won't go to like
and dude,
Ukraine and stuff
that's
like that and find fat people. You won't do it because they're
when
all in shape because they're ready.
absolutely a motto that I've basically stolen from a good friend of mine, and I call him my sensei. But Trey Manley is the enemy's always training.
Oh,
Enemies
100%.
enemies training, and
100%.
you got to be ready because they are.
Oh yeah.
And like tonight, there was this guy in here, and we were training, and like you come to train, and if you don't know nothing in class, well, too bad. We'll, we'll learn it after class, or you learn it before.
All
Okay.
right.
You're not going to stop the class to try to figure out what he's beating you with. But like, yeah, tonight, so this dude, he was getting beat, you know, he didn't know how. Well, that's too freaking bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your enemy has been training and you have not. And that's your consequence. You're getting your ass whipped tonight because you haven't took this life serious. You
There you go.
literally thought that your ego, your size and your stature and your whatever.
Athleticism
Yeah, whatever.
is gonna
Yeah.
carry you through.
Your bravado is going to get you somewhere, and that guy And I'm not trying to call him out, but literally it was a good 50-pound difference.
Yeah, I seen him. He was
The
quite,
dude
he was
was
significantly
he
bigger.
was getting swept with the same old sweep every single time. Man, hey, what are you doing? That ain't none of your business, dude. We're during class. We're like going live right now. You better figure out how not to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, you better be worried about surviving
You
right
better be
now.
worried about surviving. Don't try to stop and figure it out.
Yeah, there ain't no
That's your
timeouts.
fault. You know, like the enemy's always training, and your enemy today is better than you. So,
And he'll be a better man tomorrow for that.
oh, absolutely, and I hope so. I didn't, I wasn't trying to bust any balls, but dude, like, hey, that's it. That's
No,
the
man,
key.
I heard the speech, bro. That it was super necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wasn't the only one in the room that
Oh,
needed to hear
absolutely.
that.
No.
You know, he
And
wasn't
dude,
the
and
only
that,
one.
and like, and dude, that happens in every day at every
Yep.
out the world, not
Yep.
just in America.
Yep.
It's just throughout the world.
True that.
It's like the enemy's always training, and you got to be ready because they're coming. And dude, like I said, I was able to train with a bunch of really good guys, and they take it serious. And like when I stepped on the mat, they thought I was a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? Just by the look of me, they took me serious. You know what I mean? So when I sparred with them, it was like
They
I
treated
was
you accordingly.
fighting. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is what sparring is.
That's right.
Like I've just been playing.
Right.
These guys, this is real fighting. Like this is what these guys do in the UFC. They really try to kill each other.
Sure, man.
And then they're friends right after, but like during the time, it's dead.
It's for
we're
real.
dead serious.
It is
bro.
for real.
Like, we're dead serious. Like, hey, man, me versus you, bro. And
That's
like,
right.
good luck to you, but hopefully I'm banking on my bag of tricks.
That's right. That's right. Well, man, Trevor, I appreciate your time tonight,
Thanks, man. I
man.
really
Great
appreciate it.
class.
Thank you.
A lot
Thanks
of
for
knowledge
having
you
me
dropped
down,
on
man.
them.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to or anything
Dude,
like that?
just hey, everybody in the area. Nobody really. I just don't want it to leave anybody out.
Gotcha.
I've been working out, and when I work out, my brain doesn't really work so well, so I'll forget somebody.
I got you.
But most importantly, I will shout out my boys back at Memphis Junior Jiu-Jitsu. The guys that have been with since 2019. Andy, Zach, Underwood,
Yeah.
Trey Manley. Those are my main guys that I've been with. Been in my most of my fights. And then
All right.
also got a shout out my jiu-jitsu ace, Mike Houston. I've been with him for a year now, and dude, he's made me a way better person and a way better fighter, grappler, and yeah, Berserker Jiu-Jitsu and Memphis Junior Jiu-Jitsu. I have to shout those guys out for sure. They've been with me since 2019, and I've been with them and will be.
There you go, man.
But yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad. I'll always like to spread knowledge.
Man,
if
we
I
appreciate
can.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, you dropped some bombs on them tonight,
I
man.
hope
It was
so,
good
man.
stuff. It
I
was
hope
good
they
stuff.
enjoyed it, man. I
All right,
really
man. Appreciate it. We'll be looking forward to your return, man.
Thanks,
Hopefully
guys.
February.
That's right. Let's
All right.
Swinging and banging.
Hey, LFA, UFC,
Whoever.
any of y'all out there, y'all see this? Sign my boy up. Sign my
Swing and
boy
bang.
up.
Let's go.
All right, man.
Thanks, bro.
Catch you later.
Thank you.